Welcome back again. Scott Jones here with you on Insights into Addiction and Mental Health. That's right, the show brought to you by Neuro Psychiatric Addiction Clinic. As a matter of fact, we're broadcasting live from there today. And, whether you're watching this on your phone, on your tablet, on your computer or something, when you're done watching the show, make sure you go to npaddictionclinic.com, find out more information about it, and make sure you contact them with your questions about addiction and mental health. We're all here to help. I've got a great guest right now. We've met before and talked before. This is Richard Alston, who is a senior support specialist right here at NP. Everybody calls it something different. I've heard NPAC, I've heard neuropsych, I've heard.
Me, if you ask me, neuro.
Neuro.
That's what I call it, neuro.
It just goes really short with it.
Yeah.
But Neuro Psychiatric Addiction Clinic. The name's too long, so we'll shorten it.
Well, you have to shorten it.
That's right. You've been here for a little while now.
Yes.
And tell me, what's it like working in a place like this? I mean,
it's on most days it's easy going. Some days it's challenging, but every day's different. Nothing's the same every day. You have to roll with the punches. You have to deal with a great clientele that's rewarding. So some days it's good, some days it's bad, but the days that it's bad, it's good then.
Wow. So. Well, that says something. First of all, let's figure out senior support specialist. What exactly does that mean?
I am the overseer of what they're known as other places as behavioral health techs.
Okay.
Here we just call them support specialists. I'm just the overseer of that. I handle the day-by-day operations with that, taking care of the scheduling, the transportation, the picking up the medications, just overall the functionality of the entire place.
Excellent. Now, a lot of people, again, you say they've been called BHTs, behavioral health techs, coaches, just techs, whatever they might be, and here support specialists. When it comes down to it, what you guys are is you are kind of the glue. You are the friend that the client is going to make. You are also the one who's going to guide them on a daily basis, because clinical is fantastic, but they only get so much time a day. The rest of the day is all you.
Yeah.
You and your people. And, that's got to be, I want to talk about all the good things here, but let's be honest. That could be draining sometimes, can't it?
Yes.
So what keeps you motivated? You say even the hard days are good. Where do you find that motivation?
That's the hope. It's the knowing that everyone can do it. It's not a dead end road. It's not over until it's over. So our everyday basis is to push forward every day, even though if it's a bad day. Our job is to support, motivate, and it's our job to do that on a daily basis. So it's just our hope and our drive.
You're saying hope and everybody, but they may not feel that hope. They may not feel that they have a shot at feel hope. Is that a challenge on a daily basis? Is to try to get them past that, or to help them beyond those?
I have a motto that I preach, and I picked it up after working years at the psych hospital. If I treat a human as a human, human responds as a human. If I treat a human as an animal-like characteristics it shows. So if you treat a human like a human, they may need an ear to listen, a shoulder to lean on, or some encouraging words. So this shouldn't be a challenge with that. It's just it's an ongoing thing. Help me help you.
Yeah. I had friends who used to say that. You put them in a room and they'll sleep in a bed. You put them in a cage, they'll rattle the bone. So how you hear this treatment, how you guys interact with it, is in direct relation to how they're going to see themselves as they're starting to.
Yes,
that's really important. I think that's really that's great. Now, you being like kind of the front lines, I guess I'll think of you guys as like you're the first responders. You're the front line. Client's going to have a problem. First come in the door, you got to search their luggage or do this or do. You guys are right there on the front.
Mhm.
What kind of support do you get from the other staff, from medical, from clinical, with you guys? I know some places techs feel like they're separated from.
And not here. We're all tight knit. It's a family. Our environment here is very family like. If the tech is struggling because we have multiple intakes or anything like that, the nurses they'll jump in to assist. Everybody's trained across the board to do everything, even with clinical. It's just a great functioning team, and if we need help as far as support, open your mouth, let us know, and we're here for each other, no matter what department. I mean, there's certain things that nurses can do that the therapist and the tech can't do.
Well, certainly.
So, but as far as the upfront taking care, we have each other's back, like a family here.
How does that translate down to the? Think they noticed that when you guys are interacting that well?
Definitely, it's the what's the word I'm looking for? The dynamic between the nurse and the tech during the intake. There's no awkwardness. It's just a flowing process. We understand that the nurse has certain things that need to be asked of the client. At the same time, so does the tech. And we kind of play off of each other. The nurse is asking a question, but the tech is also listening because they have to input that also. Same thing with the tech. The tech asks a question, the nurse is listening. So it's no double questions. You don't have to worry about that because it's a team in there.
Well, because I know in some places, and I'm not here to draw other people out as being not good treatment. I want people to realize this is really the only goal I have here. But there are places clients feel like you walk into the clinical office, you're in one world, and then you walk into the medical office, you're in another world. You know what I'm talking about, though,
Yes.
right? And they feel like it's like all this separation of services instead of feeling like everybody's all on the same team.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be disconcerting for them.
Definitely. I've heard at other places, patients say no one's never on the same page.
Yeah.
Here it's not like that. We all talk. So it's more along the lines of, it's an open line of communication across the board. If this information needs to be passed to the text, we pass it. Of course, there's certain things that certain people can't know.
Well, yeah.
But as far as us knowing what to do with the patient, how to treat the patient, how to go about things, it's an open line. So medical knows, techs know, clinical knows.
Right.
So it's an open door policy here. If the patient wants to go back and see the therapist, okay. That's it. Okay.
You mean they don't have to wait a week for an appointment?
They don't have to wait a week for an appointment. No, we do not. And I never understood that from certain places. It's like people are avoiding their clients. We don't avoid here.
Yeah.
Oh, it's more along the lines of, if you want, we are in the business of helping. We're not in the business of hurry up and wait like other places.
It's almost like they should hand you a schedule. You're not allowed to freak out or have an issue on Thursdays because I'm not going to see you. That is so asinine to me that they would even think that way. How do you assign schedule of that kind? You're only allowed to freak out or have like these deep conversations at Tuesdays at 2:00. How do you assign that to somebody who is really the definition of chaotic in their thinking, their emotions, and everything else, right?
Everything's an active crisis. You can't time things. If we could time things, the world would be perfect. But we can't time things. Life happens.
That's right.
So it's a second by second, day by day thing. That's why we have people that's on call. Even if the therapist isn't here, there's a therapist on call.
Right.
So the techs know if there's any issue, pick up the phone and call. And if need be, the therapist will come back.
Sometimes what they might just need is somebody to sit and talk to. Now, you guys take that role on, or is it like save it for your therapist?
We do as much as we can do.
Obviously, if you get into some real issue stuff, you don't want to get too involved without getting help.
Exactly.
But if sometimes they just need to sit and maybe vent.
That's what we're here for.
Or sit and play checkers. I mean, you guys are up for that?
That's what we're here for. You want to sit down and play checkers? I'm not too good at chess, but if you want to sit down and play chess, I'll play chess with you. You may have to teach me something.
You're no good at it?
Nah.
Then we'll play for money.
Okay.
So I'm not above that, okay? I'm not. But that's really important. There are places where it's like, no, it's not my job to babysit you. It's not babysitting. It's about showing decency, human kindness, right? Spend time.
I believe if anyone says that to a client or patient, a guest, a resident, whatever they are, I believe that person is entirely in the wrong field and they need to get fired.
You took that personal.
I did.
You've seen this before?
I have seen it, and I had to get on a couple texts, not here, but at other places. I've seen that, and that's the one thing that really bothers me. You got into a job to help. It's like being a nurse and somebody's having a heart attack. What are you gonna do? It's like
sorry, CPR is not my job.
It's not. No,
I'll call someone else, right? No,
not today. Not today. No.
Wait, I was just leaving. Come on, Bachelorette's on tonight. I can't.
It's not. That's not. Yeah, I take that personal.
You should take it personal.
Yeah,
I think it's important that you do. You said something interesting too, though. How do you do this job unless you're not willing to do the unexpected? You said every day you come in is something different.
Mm-hmm.
You know what your job is. You can sit down and write a list of these things I do.
Exactly.
But every day is something different. And if you can't roll with that and do something different every day, don't be here. And there's too many people in this industry that are in here just to get their paycheck and to get through their 9 to 5 or whatever their shift is,
and that's sad.
Do their job.
That's sad. That's honestly sad. If you wanted a job where you can just literally clock in and clock out, forgive me for saying this, go work at McDonald's.
Yeah.
It's not, working there isn't rewarding. It's more of, okay, I have to do this to pay my bills.
Yeah.
But when you come into this field, literally people's lives depend on you and the way you handle them. Because if you don't handle it right, you can send that person to a crisis. Next thing you know, they're suicidal. They want to leave AMA. What we do here and in the field in general is geared towards making the outside world better. It's a bubble in here, but eventually they have to transition out and they have to step out and they have to do things in life. And if we treat them like crap in here, when they're here to help, they reach out to us for help, what is the expectation when leaving?
Right. And people need to understand. Listen, most people can handle the big thing. I can handle, having something heavy drop on my head. I can handle, getting in a fender bender in my car. I can handle the death of somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes when I break that shoelace at the wrong time, I can't handle that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you have to be present for them every moment, because you don't know what it is. You might think, oh, they're just pissed off and miserable, and I'll just leave them sit in the corner. That could be that moment. That one feeling could change the direction of their heading towards recovery.
Yep.
So am I oversimplifying it, or does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense. I mean, that makes sense because at the end of the day, we all are human and we all have issues. Some greater than others. But at the end of the day, when you have issues, even though we don't want to talk about it, we need to talk about it. Because you hold things in, it's like a powder keg. You hold it in and eventually it's gonna go off. So that's what we're here for.
And to be a part of that little moment, where maybe walk in and somebody that you didn't fix their world, but you changed that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel that every time it happens? Is that really personal for you?
Every single time. If I see somebody walking out in the patio area and they're out there solo, I go out there to check in with them, because it's you never know what's going on. They could have just finished talking to the therapist, but still, you're out there by yourself. What's going on? So I go in and just check in. Hey, you all right? Oh, yeah, I'm fine. But for the most part, if something's bothering me, you'll hear that I'm fine. And then, well, hold on. walk and talk to me. Just that split second, they realize that they aren't in this alone. No matter what's going on inside their head, they're not in this alone. So let's walk, let's talk. And then if it gets to that point where, like, hey, well, I figure in my head, it's a little bit out of my pay range. I don't know what I'm doing. I'll tell them, hey, give me a second, smoke a cigarette. I'll be right back. And and the therapist is out there. And I'll get the therapist. I'll bring the therapist out there with.
Right. I mean, certainly there's times when you have to, trade up to the next level of care for them to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
But this idea that you are so, and I can tell you're passionate. That's why I like doing these shows with you, because we did it before we talked, and you have that kind of fire in you. Does everyone here have that fire? And that they want to be a part of everything that's.
To be honest with you, if they didn't, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't, because it's not. I believe in the vision. I don't believe in the, oh, well, this person is just having an off day. We all have off days. But at the end of the day, we get to go home. People here don't. They can leave. But if everybody didn't have that fire that I have, when you sit down and you talk about this, I honestly wouldn't be here. I wouldn't. It's not worth dimming my light.
All right.
So if they didn't, I'm out of here.
Perfect. I love that. Now, I've done a lot of shows, and we've talked about, specifically about Neuro Psychiatric Addiction Clinic, the clinical staff and the modalities in treating mental illness and all that stuff. But I was really excited to talk to you because you do spend so much time, and you are in there with them in their normal activities, whether lunch or playing ping pong outside or doing something like that. You're right there, and so you're seeing the whole thing. How important is it to find, or for that smile or a laughter, even a little spark of joy? It can't all be about fighting the. You've got to find that little spark of a smile, something, right?
You have to. You have to. If I'm a big believer in a smile can change anyone's day. That's why I walk around here all day long, smiling, and it's just natural. I don't fake smile, fake laugh, but when the clients or patients see it, it's like, okay, it's a good day. And that they always ask me, Rashad, you always walking around smiling. Why? I say, life's good. Any day above ground is a good day. And they always laugh. Yeah. You're right.
But they're laughing.
Yeah, they're laughing.
They don't even have to believe it. They're still laughing.
Yeah, they're still laughing. And then if they don't smile, I'm a naturally happy person.
Yeah.
So when they don't smile, I just say a little smart comment to them, and it was like, okay. So it's like they know I care. They know that we care. They know that there's a team behind them that will give them the world. Just accept the help for what it's worth. And just, it's a good day, no matter what.
It's really cool because the atmosphere here is, I see you doing that with clients, and I see other people doing that. But I also see the staff doing that with each other, so bringing each other up.
We're always.
And carrying that lightheartedness. I was back with the COO and the clinical director, and you come down and you guys are always drawing at each other or something. It's such good humor and good fun. And that's so important when things are this. I mean, let's not to forget about the clients, but put the clients aside for a minute. The stress that the staff is under, because you're like, again, first responders. You guys have to bring each other.
We have. Every tech meeting I preach that. I always preach, that's my thing. A cohesive, happy unit. And it starts behind closed doors. We do our morning meeting. When we have a habit of everybody coming in, no matter what time you come in, what department you're working in, you walk out onto the floor and you tell everybody, good morning. That sets the stage.
Yeah.
That's what this when I tell you it's like a family, it's like a family.
And if you're trying to teach people to be happy in their life, I'm a little bit of showing them.
Yeah.
You can't teach what you don't do.
Exactly.
And you can show them much better than that one.
Mm-hmm.
So by them seeing your energy, your light, I can only think that it,
Mm-hmm.
and I appreciate you. I know here at MP we appreciate you. And pretty much everybody is trying to be better so that you can help someone else.
That's it.
Any last thoughts you have about you really passionate about psychiatry?
Place of hope. Yeah, man.
So you got to put that right on the sign up.
Place of hope.
You are entering a place of hope.
Because we have a vision that's bigger than the now. We're in it to change the industry. We're in it to show people that this is what true treatment is. And I believe in the vision. If I didn't, I wouldn't be here. So, place of hope. Place where the dream of living sober starts here. It's great to be a part of it. Actually, it's amazing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. It's nice to have a session where that helps. It's not just you feel, you actually know when you're.
Mm-hmm.
I believe you are. I believe everybody here. Psychiatric Addiction Clinic. Great work. I want you to experience it. I want you to ask questions. Can somebody call you and talk to you? I mean, if they call here and ask for you, you'll get on the phone with them?
100%.
So if you want to call and if you want to ask Richard any questions about whether it's his job or his experiences or maybe just questions you need answered, he's here for you. Any of the staff you want to talk to clinical, that's one of the cool things about this place. You call up and you want to talk to the COO at some other company, you're not going to get him. You want to talk to the clinical director, they're not going to come to the phone. They do that here, and Richard will always be willing to talk about hope.
That's it. You call me, I'm answering.
Right. If you're calling to look for a bad attitude, and if you're calling to look for somebody who's miserable,
don't call
him.
Do not call me.
But if you would like to experience a little bit of hope and find out what it's all about, this is the place you want. Richard, thank you so much for your time, man. It was so much fun, right?
No problem at all, man. It's always fun.
It's always fun.
I come in with anxiety and I leave happy as heck.
Well, I've done my job then. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching this edition of Insights into Addiction and Mental Health. I'm your host, Scott Jones, thanking our guest, Richard Alston, again, right here at Neuro Psychiatric Addiction Clinic. Make sure you check them out, npaddictionclinic.com. For now, we hope you all take care. Have a great holiday. We'll see you soon.